Need some help? I take that as a yes. There you go. It's just good to be a part of this system and knowing that you're helping. I help. I talk to these kids. Some kids come in and check in with me. That's why I have the extra seat here. And we talk about things that they got going on. They having a tough day at school, or if they did something great, if they passed a test, or if they got a math problem that was giving them issues. And so, it helps me stay connected to my roots.
How did you get started in mixed martial arts, which you continue to instruct to this day?
I started training martial arts when I was 9. Even though we didn't have a whole lot coming up as a kid, my parents saw the value in it. They saw the value in the discipline. They saw the value in the physical fitness. They saw the value and just becoming a solid and outstanding human being because they've had experience with martial arts. So it was part of my education coming up. And I'm not like most people where it was a phase or a fad and they do it for a certain amount of time and they stop. I've continuously done martial arts from the time of 9 to my current age with no breaks. I've never stopped. I never took a month off, never took 3 months off, 6 months off, a year off.
Explain to us as best as you can what it is like walking into that ring in the room where the bright lights are only focused on the ring and you've got all those people that you have to perform in front of. What is that like?
It was a fantastic experience. Most people would buckle under that kind of pressure, but I fed off of it because not only was I there with the bright lights, over 20,000 people physically there, and announcers and this, but I was standing shoulder to shoulder at pre-fight stuff with all of the guys that I had seen on television, with some of the guys that I looked up to, and I remember watching them on television and thinking that I'll never meet these guys, and here we are, lo and behold, at the largest spectacle, the biggest MMA show on the planet, the UFC, and here we are. I tell you, it became real, super real, walking down that aisle when the camera dropped down, on my face, and I was like, hey, you know what? How did I get here? It was amazing.
How does someone who grew up in Chicago and Joliet become a rodeo fan?
I've always been exposed to it. My parents took me to some when I was a kid, and let the truth be told, it's not really a South thing at all. Did you know that the longest running weekly rodeo in the United States of America, if you had to guess what state it started in, just a guess, what would you guess?
I'm going to guess New Jersey because oddly enough there's a lot of cowboys in New Jersey.
Absolutely correct. It is, and a lot of people don't understand that. Like when I ask that question, the most common answer is Texas, Montana, Wyoming.
Explain how one of the most overlooked things in U.S. history is the role of the black cowboy and the black lawman in the settlement of the western U.S.
1 in 3 of cowboys were black, and that's a fact. That's a known fact. And we had people on the frontier like Holt Collier, who was a legend that most people have never even heard his name. We've all heard Daniel Boone, Davy Crockett as major players in settling the frontier. But if you look up Holt Collier, you'll see some amazing stuff. Even the term that we use, teddy bear, actually comes from his exploits. I'm wearing a shirt today commemorating Bass Reeves, who was a legendary lawman in the West. He played a major role in making Oklahoma a state, and his exploits were legendary. I want you to use his collar, I want you to use his lapel to pull the man tight so that the leg gets over his head. I want it clean. I don't want so much space, because you give him so much space, he's going to be able to escape. Okay?
As a mixed martial arts instructor, what's the most important thing that you've learned about teaching?
Showing sometimes is better than telling. You know what I mean? And that's been one of the key figures. I've gotten great results from the adults and the children that I've trained, and also instilling a moral and ethical compass. Granddad said a long, long time ago that things that you achieve the right way, there's no time limit set for destruction, right? But things that you achieve the wrong way, you cut corners, you don't put your best foot forward, you don't put your heart into it, you don't put your work ethic into it, there's a time limit on that.